Good evening, sports fans! Crobat for the win of the TheTokenMinorities here today with GBA D-League Season 4 Week 2 against the Calgary Flame Wheels, owned by Deebs. Now this is certainly going to be a very important game because we, unfortunately, lost last week.
You what?
Yeah, I know. Disappointing. It was a close one for sure. We were in it the whole time, but it's a new week. We're moving on. Before we jump into the team matchup, however, I want to make 2 points. So first of all, we have a question of the day. What is your favorite legendary Pokemon? Feel free to let me know in the comments down below. And I also wanted to let you know we now have TTM and Nidokings merch. This includes t-shirts, mugs, all kinds of fun stuff, stickers, you name it. We probably have it. So there's a link below for all that stuff in the description if you're interested in any of it. Now, let's check a look at the matchup. So obviously you know my team of Jamokes from the Team Builder. We've got Steelix, Jolteon, Weavile, Mega Gallade, Tornadus Therian, and Silvally Water. So Deebs ended up bringing Rotom, Spook, Landorus, Therian, Tapu Fini, Golispod. I probably still said that wrong. Thank you, Pokemon Pronunciationitis. Nihilego, I probably said that wrong, and Mega Charizard X. Certainly, he has the core I was expecting. I was a little bit unsure about the Rotom, but I knew it at least had a decent matchup, so he definitely brought it. The other one I wasn't too sure about was the Golispod. I've still probably pronounced that wrong. I'm just going to call it that the whole game, because at this point, it'll be fun to laugh at myself later when I realize I pronounced it wrong. Let's roll with that. Now, the Golispod is not something I've gone against before, and of course I've researched it a little bit. I know a bit about it. I know its attack is decent. I know it has a priority, basically like a fake-out bug-type attack. I think it's called First Impression. For sure, though, everything else in the Team Builder we pretty much covered. Although it's important to note, Rotom Spook is basically checked well by Weavile and Steelix together. And I'm thinking of my matchup lead. I want to get rocks off the bat to hinder Charizard, so I'm leading with Steelix for sure. Why don't we jump into this game and see how it goes? Alrighty, so as promised, I lead off with my Pack Bed Reactor. That is Steelix, of course. He leads off with his Rotom Spook. Also, as I promised, I am going for Stealth Rocks, turn 1. However, he foils that ever so slightly by burning this Steelix, and that's a bit of a nuisance to say the least. I do get the rocks up. So that is going to be very helpful later in the game. I need to prevent his Tapu Fini from defogging them away, and if I can do that, I'm going to be in pretty good shape. The nice thing is, though, and I consider this, he cannot keep them away for long, because Steelix has a lot of good matchups in this game. I do switch to Jolteon. I can get the Shadow Ball off on that thing. It does a big amount of damage, thank goodness. This thing is almost gone, and he burns Jolteon with Will-O-Wisp, which seemed a little counterintuitive to me, but it worked out for me, I guess, as he is going to activate my Quick Feet. If you remember from the Team Builder, I got Quick Feet. That was in case he decided to bring Trace Porygon 2, but didn't need it, he didn't bring it. Not a big deal, so he's going to switch into Landorus on this Shadow Ball, and Shadow Ball does a nice 45% damage. Ah, oh, love it. Love it, love it, love it. So I go for Hidden Power. He carries Yachi Berry. Ah, oh, we're going to miss the KO, just barely, which is a little sad, but he only sets up his own rocks. And now I think to myself, rocks hurt him much more than they hurt me, so I don't mind keeping them on my side of the field. I can KO this Landorus right here. Let's go for a Shadow Ball. Here we go. It goes down.
Boom, shakalaka.
After we snag that first KO of the game, he is going to go into his Golispod. I really hope I'm pronouncing that right, but I know I am not. But he is going to get his Stealth Rock damage. Thank goodness. That is going to wear that thing down pretty quickly. It is almost in range where its ability activates. I expect the First Impression, and here it is. Thank goodness Tornadus Therian can take that really easily. I can go for Hurricane, I can U-turn, I can taunt. I got so many different things that I could probably do. And I decide to Hurricane, but we miss. And that is not unexpected. It's not a big deal though. There's no need to put a fail sports clip because Heat Wave on the very next turn hits. Thank God. If Heat Wave missed, that would have been worse than the butt fumble, alright? It really would have. So he goes to Nihilego, and I think to myself, he's going to power gem. Of course he's going to power gem. I've got my perfect Nihilego counter, and that is Steelix. I noticed that in the matchup, and that is one big reason why Steelix is here. He goes for Sludge Bomb. Steelix resists that completely, and this pretty much confirms to me he is Scarf right here. He doesn't go for anything, he just switches into Tapu Fini. Fine. I'm totally fine with that. And he sets up his Misty Terrain. I'm going to pull out a double because I have a feeling he's going to go to the Tapu Fini. I saw that in my mocks too many times. Now here it exactly is. I'm in with this Mega Gallade, and thank God at the last minute, as I just talked about in my team builder, I added Leaf Blade to this Gallade. Now keep in mind too, even if he defogs here, I know I'm not going to be able to KO with one Leaf Blade, but it 2-hit KOs for sure, and you see it right there. Even if he defogs, not a big deal, because Steelix can come in for free on Nihilego and set up rocks again. It's awesome. It's an awesome feeling to know that. But he Moonblasts. I can live it. I have a little bit of bulk. I know it's okay. I get a special attack drop. Obviously, that is the worst hacks I've ever received in my life. He's not going to get a defog off because Leaf Blade will take it down. Sweet. So his two potential defoggers are down. Defog Landorus, of course, or defog Tapu Fini. Now he goes to the Golspot, which is at half health, 1 HP over where its ability should activate. I don't want to take a first impression. I'm going to go to Jolteon to fodder it off. I needed something to take it, and I wasn't sure if Tornadus Therian was going to be able to live it from the range it would be at after Regenerator and after Rocks. It was sketchy, so I could have maybe gone to this thing, but I wanted it to be as high of health as possible so it could deal with hopefully Charizard later in the game. But at least if it deals with a physical attacker, it's doing something right, for sure. And also, its ability is going to activate next time it comes in, that Golspot. I'm going to Surf. I expected the Nihilego, and even if I didn't get the Nihilego to come in and he stayed in for some reason, I knew that its ability would activate and that would force it to switch out. And it's called Emergency Exit, by the way, in case you don't know. Surf does a nice amount of damage to Nihilego, but I'm just going to give my free switch to Steelix, take a Power Gem to the face. It does absolutely nothing. That's a quad resist right there. Thank goodness for that. Now, I am going to pull a double here. I was thinking the Charizard was coming, and unfortunately, that does not play out in my favor. It was not a very good double for me, and this Savali takes some unnecessary damage. It's unfortunate. I guess he was just foddering this thing off. Interesting. Interesting play, to say the least. But Steelix can still take it, which is nice. Steelix takes virtually no damage from that once again. Really, the burn is more hindering than this Nihilego. He does withdraw, so I guess he sees some use in it. He goes to the Golspot, which really doesn't matter. I don't know why he switched into that exactly, because all he did was just get Stealth Rock damage when he could have just made this play in the first place. I think he probably just forgot about Emergency Exit, but there we go. Charizard gets 50% of his health gone. Thank goodness for that. Now, obviously, Charizard is not going to be hit by the Earthquake that I went for, so I'm going to get my free switch into the Azeotrope. That is Silvally Water. It's going to be at low health, but I'm hoping I can at least get it to a point where it won't be able to set up insanely. I have a bunch of answers to it. I have like Weavile, Ice Shard. I still outspeed it with Tornadus. I've got quite a lot here. So he just goes for 2 Fire Punches, takes me out. Not a big deal. You know what? As long as this Charizard didn't set up, it's okay. This is safe. I can go in with this thing right here and Hurricane away, or Z Hurricane, whatever I want to do. I opt for the Z Hurricane, and it is powering up right now. One of my favorite mons right here, Tornadus Therian, going for that Z Hurricane, unleashing a full force Z move, Supersonic Sky Strike right in Mega Charizard X's face. That thing is dead.
Bei den dritten Versuchen bisher in diesem Spiel von Tom Brady. Reicht's auch diesmal? Jupp, und Edelman geht's! Edelman geht's! Was war das für ein Block? Monsterblock und Touchdown für New England!
Obviously, Zard literally just got knocked into next year, so that is not even a question. Now, it is Tornadus versus Nihilego, and it's a Scarf Nihilego, not a great matchup. Now, here's the thing. He's going to switch out right now, predicting, I guess, the Steelix. I mean, that's a nice play for him, for sure. It was a lot better to do that than to wait on the Steelix coming in and go for another Power Gem. That's why I've been keeping Steelix around. I know it can take any hit from Nihilego easily. Easily. Now, this is a little more complicated because I need to fodder something off here. I know Weavile can deal with this with Ice Shard. Not a big deal at all. I'm going to let Mega Gallade take the fall here because just in case, for some reason, Nihilego isn't KO'd by an Ice Shard, it really should be. But I don't know, just in some funky world, I just foddered that off instead. But just in case, I kept Steelix. It's not a big deal, though. Weavile's here to save the day. Ice Shard, the Goliaspod, it goes down, not a surprise, doesn't matter, not very effective, not a big deal, not my problem. Weavile's got it, and now Weavile is about to take out this Nihilego. Let's get some rock damage off. This game is over, alright? We have gotta celebrate a big 3-0 victory. Wow. That about put a wraps on things. So we got a 3-0 win against the Calgary Flame Wheels. I could not be more pleased with the team effort that was put out today. Steelix was awesome, especially. People doubted Steelix. No. Steelix is awesome, for sure. Weavile did great. Mega Gallade did great. Jolteon did great. Everyone contributed this week, and that is something I am proud of. Good game, Deebs. Good luck to the rest of the season to you. Next week, we've got OP Jellison in week 3, the Toronto Leaf Storms. If I recall his name, his team name, we're looking forward to that game. We need another victory. We need to keep this momentum going for sure. And now, let's get back to SportsCenter, where we got reaction to the game from NCAA coach Amanda Cromwell and TTM Danza's post-game speech.
Wow, what a game. That was some exciting soccer. I think it was well played on both sides. In parts of that game that we had to be really patient defending, and we didn't have the ball so for some periods of time that we weren't used to that. It was one of those games. It was back and forth, kind of a little bit of a chess match at times. And today in PK. So obviously we've been through it. We've been tried and tested, and I'm just really proud of the team right now.
So, Coach, this was Steelix's first week on the field, and surely it was an exciting one. Despite a lack of contributions on the score sheet, what do you think of Steelix's role during the game?
You don't see it on the score sheet, but she was huge, just winning balls, her composure. She does things with a big smile on her face, and she just wants to be on the field. That's one thing I know about her. I could put her anywhere on the field, and she'd smile at me because she just wants to be on the field. And I think her ball winning in there and her composure and playmaking just gave us something we needed at different times and got us to rest a few times, which was key.
So this question is for Weavile. Weavile, did you ever think you'd be the one to score the final points for your team this week? That right?
No, I wasn't expecting that at all. And when I got the ball, I was like, oh my God, I can't mess up. Like, I have to put this away. And I don't know, this whole experience has just been surreal. And I'm so glad that Amanda made me pretty much come back. And I'm just happy to be here.
So obviously you guys had a very solid win this week. It's important for me to ask, now that this team has a win, do you believe that this group of Mons, this team, has the capability of winning it all?
One of the things I said to them in pregame is this: not only does this team deserve to win a national championship, I think this program deserves to win a national championship. And I think these girls have that feeling. They're playing for more than just themselves, and that's really cool. But the way they play and go after it, you can tell that how much his team unites together and plays for each other. And really, a lot of teams giving up the goal that we did would be a little bit like, oh, how did that happen? It's hard to dig out of that kind of mistake sometimes. But we just kept pushing and fighting and scrapping, and that's what really has set the tone for the season. It's kind of as attractive as that game was, and I think on both sides, both teams, we are a grinded out team.
That's all, Coach. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next on SportsCenter, we got TTM Danza's post-game speech for the game. Life is pretty good today. Do you want to know why? We got a win, and not just any win, we got a pretty big win. You might not look it on the score sheet. 3-0. That's a pretty modest win if I do say so myself. A solid win. But this was big in that we showed who we are. We showed the capabilities of this team. We put it all out on the field, and it showed. Our prep was unmatched. Our sets were fantastic. Our mons and their cohesion, amazing. I see this team starting to come together. I can beat anyone if I put my mind to it. If we put our mind to it, all of us together as a team, as a front office, I can go after anyone, and I feel confident of that now. This first win here was vital. We've got the train rolling. Next week, we're going on for another win. I just know it. This was the confidence I needed. This is our first GBA win in a long time. Since 2015, we've jump-started things. Let's go into next week. I am excited. Now that's all for this edition of SportsCenter. Don't forget to answer the question of the day, which is answering what your favorite legendary Pokemon is. I look forward to reading your responses. Alright guys, that's it for SportsCenter this week. Rate, comment, subscribe. Really, don't forget to rate. Thumbs this video up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the Token Minorities. SportsCenter will be live with you again next week. We'll see you then.